everybody, welcome back to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. My name is Magic. This is part 3 of,
The written word and the unspoken heard.
Yes, I got them confused this time. I got them backwards. That. Hi, my name is Magic. I play a goat man. If you haven't seen, this is part 3 of this game series. So if you haven't seen the other two, please go see that.
We formally apologize for a 3-part FPS.
That are all multi-hour long.
Listen, we were left unsupervised.
We were left unsupervised, to be fair. But, regardless, yeah, hi, I'm Magic. I play Seeker. And today I am here with my partner.
Hi, I'm Author. I play Captain Coriolis of Eventful Dead. It was funny when they put the name out. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. And, we never said who was doing this part. Who's doing this part?
I can do this part.
Okay.
Actually, is there any part to do? Because we're kind of, we sort of fade back in from a commercial break.
Yeah.
We find our heroes, such as they are, in an ice cream parlor, having an emotional talk over ice cream.
God. I do a wiggle. Seeker's just kind of staring at this ice cream because that's not what he ordered. But also, I don't think he's ever had Faye ice cream before. And he's just kind of squinting at it.
Yeah, it's, Coriolis is trying theirs. It's pretty good. They're not entirely over the emotions. There's many emotions. They're still feeling them.
Yeah.
Also, because this is the second, ongoing thing, should we, mention that they can hear each other's thoughts because of a cursed book? Or should we just, be go listen to the other two?
I think that summarizes it enough.
Cool.
Yeah, so emotional honesty only in this chat room tonight.
Fear.jpg.
Fear.jpg.
I think that, our opening shot is just them in this sort of, awkward silence that's not really a silence because they sort of have a backstage pass to each other's thoughts. Coriolis is very much sort of that quiet processing haze. So that's where they are.
Seeker's mind has been, he's trying very hard, not to think about, something. It's fine. He can't really think about it anyway. Don't worry about it. And just, focusing very much on this ice cream. You know when you, try to focus on, a test that you don't want to focus on because you have your mind on other things, and you just kind of stare at it? And you're just test. Seeker's doing that, but it's just, ice cream.
God.
Hey, flavored ice cream.
I think that,
say flavor, it's ice cream. Made for face. Why would they make an ice cream made for face? Maybe it's some kind of trap. common in Inkwell than they are in Faruma. Intersplice that with, like, quiet rumblings in the background of some thought and emotion that's too abstract to, like, conceptualize properly.
I think that in Coriolis' head, they're sort of inadvertently taking stock of all the things they're not supposed to think about. Like, okay, don't think about what it feels like to die. Don't think about the thing with my sister. Don't think about whatever he said about turn names. Don't think about literally anything from the boat that, like, that's a non-starter. Don't think about how awkward this is. Don't, like, and, like, it's just, like, over and over and over. Like, it's
God.
And, like, it's really bad because, like, at least a couple of those things they're, like, actively curious about. So it's just like, don't think about them, don't think about them, don't think about them. I'm thinking about them. Shit.
There's... God. There's like a... I can words tonight. I can words today. Oh boy. There's... His thoughts are interrupted by, like, from the ice cream thoughts of, you know, they could really just ask. And, he like, takes, like, a little bite of the ice cream. What should I roll to see if he decides if he likes this flavor or not?
Roll me. I'm looking at the abilities. You know what? I'll tell you what I think it tastes like, and then you can decide. I'm sort of thinking of like a little bit of, like, a grassy sort of, like, matcha flavor, but a little bit like mint. It's very herbal. Like, it's definitely sweet. It's definitely, like, there's definitely tons and tons of, like, sugar in it, but it's probably, like, an alternate sugar. Like, it's got, like, a little tinge of that, like, this is a healthy food masquerading as an unhealthy food taste to it.
I mean, he can eat sugar.
But
That's
not,
like,
but not all
face
they can
people.
eat sugar.
He's... I have to step outside myself for a moment. Because me magic thinks that combination is gross. I don't like mint.
Fine. Let me find something. I'm gonna say,
No, I'm stepping outside myself. Does Seeker like mint? Seeker buddy, you need to give me an actual answer. You can't just stare at me. God.
I'm going to say, like, kind of tastes like some of the flowers he's eaten over the years.
I have just, like, one of the cutest thoughts. Just, like, it has like those little, you know how, like cookies and cream will have that, like, little ball of, like, balls of cookie dough in it? That, but different plants that have been frozen. Or maybe, like, little biscuits that have been placed inside that look like flowers.
Yes, absolutely.
I think, Coriolis hears the, well, you could just ask, and then, like, he takes a bite of it, he goes, oh, holy shit! He just stares at the ice cream. He says that in his mind, but
Yeah, they look up without like moving their head, like
he is staring at this ice cream.
good. I hope.
I don't know how to describe this. You get a feedback of emotions of just like flour, good, ice cream. God.
I'm one day in real life. I'm giving you lavender ice cream. Anyways.
Oh, whoa. Anyway.
Did you just fucking whoa at me? God.
So, Arthur?
I'm breaking up with you on recording.
No, wait, no. No.
Anyways.
Okay.
You okay, dear?
Okay. I'm good. Secret like a gremlin bites the ice cream.
I think Coriolis watches this, opens their mouth to do the same.
Huh.
It's like, oh, that's how you do it. They assumed you either licked it or, some sort of spoon nonsense. But okay, I guess we're biting. Oh wow, that's cold.
Seeker seems perfectly fine with it.
And God, do I want to make you roll insight? I think I want you to roll insight for this.
Hey.
With advantage.
14.
14. They bite their ice cream and they get a very strange look on their face. It's not like a bad look, but it's just like, oh, huh. Chewing slowly. Swallow. I don't think you get any more out of that from a 14. But they're sort of looking at this ice cream with sort of this penetrating stare.
Do you like it?
Yes.
Do you actually like it? Or are you just saying that to, I don't know.
I'm not entirely sure. Is it supposed to have sort of like, and they like do a vague hand gesture, sort of an umami taste to it?
A what now?
Like, sort of a, kind of reminds me of like a cold cheese. Or like, maybe, sort of a creamy deli meat.
No? I mean, technically most ice creams come from milk, which is the same place that cheese comes from. But it's not supposed to taste like cheese? Which one are you? It's supposed to taste like lemons.
They offer you, their, a bite from their cone.
Did you bite it?
Well, that's what you did. I had to assume.
No, that's actually not how you typically eat an ice cream cone.
Oh. They look a little bit, embarrassed.
Oh, it's fine. This is the first time you've had ice cream. I am a terrible example. Seeker bites a bit of the ice cream off.
Oh yeah, it just tastes like lemon ice cream.
Are your taste buds different? Hi, dear.
Hi, love. Anyways, they go, well, things taste sort of, different than they did before. We've all noticed it. I think it's a side effect of the whole, and they gesture to themselves, being dead thing. You know, it's good. And you know, it's sort of a savory sort of treat, but I'm enjoying it. I think.
There's a thought that comes across Coriolis' head from Seeker of I need to take notes. I need to get more samples. And he pulls out from his bag a pencil and a piece of paper, like a notepad. Actually, he pulls out like a leather-bound book. He like kind of flips through pages. Turns to one of the more empty ones. This notebook is filled with spotty notes. That just might be how he takes notes. And there's a write down of lemon is some sort of cheese. It's just could you eat the bottom one real fast?
They take a bite out of the bottom one.
What does it taste like?
Sort of like a creamy, sort of like roast beef.
Roast beef. Seeker writes down that on the paper, like absolutely fascinated.
Well, it's sort of a little bit more like tangy than that, like old roast beef.
Huh. Strange. Hold on. Seeker hands his ice cream cone over to them. Try that. I'm going to be right back. And like puts the pencil in like the folder of the book. Gets up. Walks to the counter. And orders samples of literally every ice cream.
Oh my god.
Because he is chaotic.
Coriolis is just sitting here. Coriolis is just like it. I think you actually get like a little snippet of, you know what, if this will make him happy, then sure.
I think like halfway through he was like partway through ordering like more samples. And there's like a physical pause from Seeker. And oh boy, would you like to roll a perception?
Sure. Do. Okay. 11.
11 won't get you the other thing, but you get a for tape's sake. Fine. And he doesn't. He stops ordering after a little bit because there's an even smaller why do I like people so much?
I think there's like a little like, oh, why is he stopping?
There's stop giving me conflicting answers.
What?
I kind of hit the low of the head.
They're just sitting here.
Yeah.
Does he bring a small mountain of samples back to him?
Yes, he does.
Cool. They look at all of them with sort of like a stressed Kermit face.
Don't. We only have to do this once, okay? I'm sorry, I have to know.
Okay, well, I don't mind.
But I think you kind of do. You have, you have a very, Seeker kind of, like, mimics the face.
No, it's, a little overwhelming. But I will deal. Really.
Fine, we'll only go through the major ones then, alright? This is probably one that should go. And he starts, like, sorting through the ice creams. He's standing, like, at the table while he's doing this.
Yeah,
Like, these are, like, samples, which mean they're, like, really small. Like, they're sample spoon size.
Yeah, I'm
how small
imagining.
those are.
Yeah, like the the bulk store like sample things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they like. I'm imagining him like arranging them in sort of a rainbow configuration.
Mm-hmm.
And,
by the way, they're still holding his ice cream that he said to try while he was gone.
I think they've forgotten about that. They're just like, what's that purple one?
This purple one is Seeker squints at like the little handle with the name on it. Grape? I didn't know they make grape ice cream.
It's grape with a question mark.
It's grape with a question mark. Yeah, did you try the Fey one already?
Oh no, I didn't. And they automatically go to take a bite and they're like, no, wait, he said not to. Let's see here. I'm going to say this will be a con. $17. Yeah, they look at it and they sort of like savor it thoughtfully and they go, that tastes really, really spicy.
Spicy? I wonder if the mint has any effect on that. And Seeker kind of like jots it down. Alright, try this one. Picks up the grape, and like hands it over to them.
Yeah. They taste kind of chocolatey, but kind of to the left.
Chocolate. Interesting.
Well, not exactly chocolate. Like kind of maybe chocolate with like a nut in it, like hazelnut.
All right. Try this one. I feel like this is going to happen for a while.
Yeah, it's. They will very patiently go through all of them with him. I will say a lot of them are, this one tastes like fish. This one also tastes like fish. That one tastes like fish, but with the sauce on it. That one tastes like this kind of fish. Which could be because, like they have a fishy taste. It could be because, most of what Coriolis ate, in life was fish because they lived on the ocean. But there's also sort of like, this one tastes kind of sad. Like, not bad, but like actively sort of morose.
Taste emotions. That's interesting. Seeker writing this down.
They're just like, well, no, not. It's kind of. I don't know, kind of a vibe. A vibe.
5. Seeker writes down more notes. Probably also taking little rapscallion bites of his ice cream.
Nice.
Because he's feral.
I will say there's a couple like I think they like, like the peach sorbet. And when he tells them it's peach, they look surprised because they didn't normally like peaches. Maybe they like peaches now. Oh, that's weird. And like during all of this, that he kind of gets like this sort of like warm sort of content. Like I think there's like a stray thought of like why can't all days be like this?
Hey, Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
When do you want to roll that history check?
I guess it could be now. I was going to wait a little bit longer, but
You can wait a little bit longer. You don't have to.
yeah, no time like the present. 17. Okay. I think that they're tasting. I'm going to say blue raspberry, and they're just like, what in the fuck is a blue raspberry? Is that like a blackberry? And they look up and they go, oh, you haven't changed back into your clothes. Oh.
Well, blue raspberry is, yes, they're kind of comfy. Blue raspberry is sort of like I think an more artificial flavor? I'm not entirely sure what it means either. I haven't eaten a lot of it. It tends to make me sick. But
Can you roll me an insight?
yeah.
Roll with advantage because they're literally in each other's heads.
Please, no. I wanted to roll low.
I'm going to say with a 15, he gets a thought of like he can never ever know. They have come to a realization. They're staring at. I'm going to like serve his torso area, and they're just like, okay. How the fuck did I forget about that? Okay, alright. Oh, this is fine. This is fine. This is okay. Indeed. And of course it's a musician. Okay. My uncle can also never know. I would never hear the end of this if I was ever going home.
Why would you never be going home?
What? Huh?
Seeker is staring at you.
Well,
Also, what am I not supposed to know?
never mind. I can't go home. I don't have, well, we're nomads. A fleet of them out on the ocean. We call ourselves the fleet of storms. It's mostly, it's my folks, and my people. And we never stay still, and we always follow the wind because that's the legacy of what it means to be of the storm. And they snap their fingers a little bit, and a little spark jumps from one finger to the next. It's sometimes we leave to start our own fleets or to settle down to go on missions, but we're hard to find by design. So the way that we teach our children how to always find their way home is there's clues in our given names. And I don't have that anymore.
Oh. Oh.
he took it.
Oh boy. Hey Coriolis.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the mention of he, like capital H he, you get a very familiar flash of teeth across your vision.
A flash of teeth?
A flash of teeth.
I think that their one remaining eye, and their the empty socket on the other side of their face, look up to meet his eyes, just checking that he's okay. Like they are. That is one thought that they will not let themselves sink into right now. Not if it's going to drag Seeker down with them.
Roll another perception, please.
Sure.
Okay. Hi, 26. There's. Alright, first thing, like what's most prominent is like the small hammer of thoughts of don't speak about it, don't speak about it, don't speak about it, don't speak about it. That is not directed to you, Coriolis, but directed to himself, strangely. And just see 13's alright for Seeker. There's another one of those strange feelings in his chest of like something's being kept inside. Like again, that singular block that's keeping something out. And 26, 26, what, hold on. I'm trying to figure out how to describe this. God. I don't know how to describe this. Words are not my strong suit today.
I gently hold you. You're okay. Take your time, hon.
It's paired up with that, like, with a feeling of, like, panic and, like, it like, fades after maybe, like, 20 seconds. Maybe even 10, because that is a 13. And, but there's that feeling of being held in not a great way. Just sort of like a ghost feeling over his wrist in particular, and I guess maybe Coriolis's as well. And there's also like this settling acceptance, and then it's kind of like dashed away very quickly. And Seeker just kind of like, the hand motion is subtle, but he kind of like touches to check his wrist basically, and apologies that happened to you.
When he looks up, I think that he notices Coriolis doing the same wrist check. They're giving me like it. leaning forward, and if he flinches away, or if there's any hint that it's not wanted, like drawing back. But if not, they're just like sort of like rest their knuckles against the hollow of his chest. Like almost like you would like taking someone's temperature on their forehead, but just like a very gentle pressing weight.
I am. I'm sorry that happened to you.
It's not the worst thing that happened. I can live with it.
Things. This isn't my usual job, but actually this isn't my job at all. Seeker pulls out a coin and presses it into the palm of their hand. You'll find them eventually. Maybe even just to see.
Say again?
I said, you'll find them again eventually. Maybe even just to see. The plot has a strange way of working in the world.
Can they look at the coin?
Yeah, it's just a normal gold coin.
Why do I have this?
It's usually it's a green light blessing for people going along their ways. I am not a direct follower of green light, but she is kind of the pair to the other god that I do worship. So
Was that tape?
Mayhaps. It's I hold no power in Greenlight's area, but it's still something worth saying.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
In the end, it's just a name.
Names hold very much meaning.
I look up at him, not quite knowing what he means by that.
Depending on what sort of... it's rather obvious by now my name isn't Seeker. I sure hope it isn't. But it's... names can hold a lot of worth to certain people. For example, if you were to give a fae a full one, one of the more one of the ones with more power, more connections, they could seriously do something with it.
I think in their head there's a little, very quiet, oh shit, no wonder he panicked. There's a spark of, curiosity, but also, it's in that way of like, this is a question that I do not want the answer to.
It's that honestly the subject of true names, at least in my home village, was not a controversy, but due to the mix of fae and normal people, well, normal mortal population, true names were a little weird. Names in general were weird. No one really got a name. I let me see if me and Magic can rattle around in my mind to see if I can tell this story properly. Would you like to hear a tale?
From you, always.
Flattered.
They look at you like, huh?
Yeah. Seeker still sitting in their coat.
Yeah, I think that like they tilt their head at him like a puppy, look down at the coat, look back up at his face. Just like, don't think about it, don't think about it, don't think about it, don't think about it, don't think about it.
I am gonna ask you about that at one point.
Nope. Let's hear a story. I love stories.
In a small village in Furuma, back then it probably did have a name, but it's been long forgotten by now. There was a small mountainous town, ravaged by these large demonic creatures. Seeker is like fully telling this like ominous story at a fucking ice cream parlor table.
At the crematorium, where everybody knows your name because it's on the paperwork.
Yeah. Seeker is like kind of leaning in farther on the table to tell the story. There's these large, shadowy, demonic monsters that plagued the mountainside. No villager could ever get rid of them. They have tried, they'd failed, they'd picked up, I can definitely, this is me Magic, with their pitchforks, with their torches, nothing could drive these monsters out of their mountains. The village was safe for a while, but then people started going in the night due to these demons. And most of the village seemed lost. They had lived there all of their lives, day after day. And the only options were to move or to stay and possibly get eaten. But one day, 3 travelers arrived to this remote mountain town. I can definitely remember all of their descriptions. Give me a second.
I gently pet you.
One sorcerer, a man with great magical prowess, a paladin who wielded a holy hammer under the banner of tape and green light, and a bard, or a rogue, but he was mostly known as the one with horns. And they decided to pick up the village's plight and go solve their problem. No one knows how they got rid of the demons truly. Some say they did a bargain. Some say they smote them with ferocious force. Some say they collapsed whatever portal was bringing them here. Nobody knows, but one day, the monsters were gone. And the village rejoiced. They finally had peace. And they went to go ask their heroes' names. Before anyone else could pipe up, the paladin spoke that they did not need names. They never needed names. to remember them by what actions they've done in life, and that is all that is needed. So, in turn, in a I'm trying to find the right word, I'm so sorry.
I'll gently pet you.
In a show of good fortune, the villagers adopted similar traditions. Only 2 people in the village, well, 2 people for me, only a few people in the village would know someone's real name when they were born. The cataloger, village elders that pass down tradition through generations, and typically the child's parents. The goal of this name was to have a name. Have a name and never use it. Because having your actions speak louder than words to the point where you didn't remember your name was something celebrated. And this practice of not having names attracted some of the Fae populations, who were seeking to not be a part of any cults any longer, who wanted peaceful lives, who would also go by titles and abandoned any used names that they had. You are what people call you, because that is what your actions have dictated.
That at least is not so unfamiliar. We never abandon our names. That seems very strange to me. It's a part of who you are at the beginning that gives you strength, reminds you that you will always be loved. But when you need to be more than just loved, when you need to be strong or fearless or clever or dedicated, you take a new one.
I'm assuming that's what you did?
It was the only thing I could do. The Coriolis, the natural effect is the force of the moon on the tides. The gravitational pull of the moon affects the entirety of the water on this planet, and that's why we have high tides and low tides. And it sounds so stupid when I say it out loud, but you never mess with the tides. It doesn't occur to you to mess with the tides. It's a fight so unimaginable that you may as well, pull the sun down from the sky. And that's what I wanted for... And they kind of look away. That's what I wanted to be for the rest of them. They deserve peace. They deserve someone to take care of them. Make them feel strong. Make them feel like nothing... like it will never happen again. Because it won't.
For yourself.
Me?
Yes. Who do you want to be for yourself?
When you forsake your names, do you forsake them for yourself or for the people whose your actions affect? A name is never for yourself. Discord. Why are you like
That was some timing.
That was some timing.
Still haven't thought of an answer. I need to look at the exact definition of forsake. It's mostly to honor tradition. I personally can't give up my real name. If I have another name with too much of myself tied to it, it won't end well.
They sort of check your expression, and Beacon doesn't have enough of your name in it to affect that.
Beacon is a title you've given me, and I take it with the highest honors.
I didn't assume that you didn't. But we haven't caused any trouble by it, have we?
No? Like, Seeker looks like actually confused.
Never mind.
It's mostly the true names. I'm sorry, it's complex. It's complex.
These things always are. As long as you're okay.
I may be okay, but I don't think you are you?
Are any of us? Nona sleeps with a butcher's knife under her pillow. If May sleeps through the entire night, we call that a better night than most. I don't like to think about the therapy bills that Lemna will one day inspire. And Sharky isn't living in his home because being away from the rest of us gives him panic attacks. We're not okay. We're not supposed to be. After what we've been through, being okay would be laughable. And I know that it sounds crude to say that it makes me a worse captain. But it compromises my ability to do my work. And that is realer to me than any effect that it has on myself. And yes, I know that's not healthy. But it is what it is.
Hey, Coriolis. God, Seeker is giving me, like, an abstract, like, range of just, like, sad. And when they mentioned that none of them got out okay, there was, like, the smallest pang of guilt.
I think they sort of put their head down on the table, like, sideways, and just sort of look at him.
Seeger gives them a head bonk.
On the table?
Very softly.
They sort of
Kind
close,
of like lean over.
they close their eyes and sort of like lean into it a little bit.
Hmm.
You know you didn't kill us, right?
There's... Hold on. I'm gonna see how much he physically reacts to this, because you're gonna get this either way. Damn, I can't believe we're having lore in an ice cream shop. 19. Would you like to roll insight? This is just on, like, his physical reactions to this.
Sure. 23.
Like, you can feel him, like, freeze and tense up at that. And there's... doubt at those words. There's doubt.
I think, like, a large hand sort of, like, pulls his head, like, closer, if that makes sense. Like, not keeping him there, but, like, sort of nudging him into a deeper head bonk.
Mm-hmm.
And without opening their eyes, they just go, Seeker. What would you say if anyone else came to you and said that they summoned a storm that killed the whole ship?
Seeger stays silent.
They open their eye.
You... Like, he knows that, like... God. My boy, why do you do this? Like, looking at Seeker, he's just kind of like sitting there. His thoughts. He can't speak about this. He can't speak about this. He can't speak about this. Made a fucking promise to the gods he can't speak about this.
I think that he gets a very, very gentle, in his head, a voice that goes, Can you think about it in here? If not, it's okay.
Oh boy, this is sure a time to be cracking open Seeker lore. I think just the God, what would Seeker even remember really of the event? I am... Oh boy. I think it's... What they get is like a really spotty image. It's not spotty, but Coriolis. When they were on the ship, Beacon tended to be sick a lot. Mostly due to the constant burn wounds and lack of proper dressing of them.
That they remember.
It feels like he's in the middle of like a heavy fever. that like you get this emotion. Like you get this like small flash. It's like the vision's spotty. Can't really focus. And just feels like the most done you've ever had. And he sort of like bats it away. Just with subtle thoughts of just like, we're in an ice cream parlor, we're in an ice cream parlor, we're in an ice cream parlor. Ice cream parlor, with ice cream there's a lot of flavors. Just sort of trying to like distract himself to back in the moment.
I think that they press a little bit harder into the head bonk so that he can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Like enough to like move his forehead back a little bit. And just like they take a deep breath in and they let it very slowly out against his face. And another one in and very slow out. Sort of encouraging him to breathe with them.
I think like as soon as they like breathe against his face, he's just like that sort of noise, because that startled him. Because they were doing that before. Which kind of shakes him out of his thoughts.
Yeah, they weren't breathing before. Anyways.
It's. Like his. Oh god, he's conflicted. He's conflicted. He's conflicted enough. I am gonna roll. I feel like I should roll another wisdom to see how he takes this and what he does. High is gonna be the better option. Low is gonna be the worse option. Alright, that's a high. There's a like a small, quiet sort of like little nagging voice. Not nagging, but like a small poke at the back of his mind of like, they deserve to know. And I don't know if Coriolis remembers this from their time on the boat before the lightning strike. Seeker's small little speech to the captain before everything went to hell.
They actually, I think they remember that very well. They remember that with affection. Because fuck him. At the very last, he mouthed off and he got the last laugh, and they think that's fucking wonderful.
God. Now, Coriolis, that memory you treasure fondly, you like hear, you like see like little flashes in your brain of like just that scene, but from where Seeker was standing. You can kind of see yourself in the background, actually. Very jarring. A lot blurry though. He's probably dehydrated.
Yeah, very jarring. They aren't used to thinking of themselves with two eyes anymore. Anyways.
But you get that scene from his perspective. And you hear like the finality of his words. That no one will speak of this again. and everything turns to white. I'm not going to go into that scene because that scene would be very, very cool in the future. I am so sorry.
Mm.
I give you a tight hug, author. You already know the scene.
Yeah, it's...
I can give it to other people who aren't listening.
Mm-hmm.
Who don't know the lore already of that specific scene. Anyway, sorry, audience.
Honestly, I think it's fitting that, like, his mind goes to it and then shies away, and, like, it's... Coriolis is left with, like, the emotions of it, the raw, like, the rage and the anger and the, this is the worst thing I can think of.
It's not even anger. It's not anger. Like, there's that simmering resentment, yes, but it's not anger. It just feels like he's done. Like, he's like when you have that thing where you go through like an entire thing you've written and you sign your name at the end, and then you close it forever because you don't need it anymore. You don't want to look at it anymore. It's just... He looks back at that scene with like a mixture of... It's not even a mixture. It's just a finality of he won't speak of this again. He can't speak of this again.
There's actually a niggle of something, like, in their head that, like, they immediately just kind of like, that's not appropriate right now.
Can you roll a religion real fast?
Oh, sure. 9.
9. That was some pretty important words, weren't they? It's fine.
I think that, like, maybe the way that, like, both that, the fucking 9 and their thoughts either come across or don't, depending on what you decide, is, like, but if the gods that he likes are the gods of stories, then why would they let a mortal decide when a story was done?
I don't have an answer for you.
You don't want to hear what I think. Except that he can.
Yeah, what are they thinking?
That his story's not done. That, honestly, like, as horrible as it all was, as mind numbing and mind altering and mind breaking as those horrible, horrible months were, that's a bitchin' backstory. And they're not thinking of final pages, they're thinking of chapters. They're thinking of the end of one and the beginning of a different one. They're also, like, doing their best to be respectful and not, tell the priest his own religion and not, disrespect his beliefs, because like it's forget about crossing boundaries. Like there are no boundaries right now. The boundaries have walked off for their union break. And all that's left is just them trying desperately not to offend him so hard he walks away.
Give me a second. Trying to figure out how his brain would rationalize this. Give me a second.
I take a sip of water.
Water's good for you. Water's very good for you. Hey audience, go drink your waters. Okay, I've drunken some water. There's some feeling in Seeker's chest, just like an insistent no, that's not correct, put it to the side. It's fine, let them think what they want. That is not correct, and you know this. And again, like that, there's a blocked off feeling.
There's... You go, I'm so sorry. Don't let me interrupt you.
Okay. And he sort of, like, takes a breath. It's alright. We don't really have felt boundaries right now anyway.
I think that they take a bite of one of the samples, and look down and try really hard not to be like, bitch, fight me. You don't, like, it's... You might be Seeker might be a little bit surprised by how much of a scientific mind they have. Like, it not like the schooling for it, but like there's something in them sort of protest to like him brushing off a hypothesis without contradictory evidence. And like they're like, they don't want to fight. Fighting would kill them. It would hurt. Like, fighting vegan would hurt so bad. But also, you bitch.
God.
Sorry, you're going to psychoanalyze them and make them like talk about, you know, their various mental issues, but like all you're going to say to their, you know, they never said they were right, but like it does, like, you bitch.
I think Seeker fucking laughs at that. Thank you for the secondary title, Coriolis.
No. Put that one back.
No, it's mine now.
Eat your ice cream.
Seeker takes a bite of his, like, slightly melted ice cream. Full of spite.
God. I think that, like, as they're watching him laugh, there's, like, a little, like, sort of like an intrusive thought, like, it's like, oh, there are worse people to accidentally propose to. Shit!
Does Seeker catch that?
Yes.
I want to say no just to draw it out further because it's funny to me, Magic.
Consider. He got something propose. Shit.
What?
What? Nothing. Don't think about it, don't think about it, don't think about it, don't think about it, don't think about it. Like, it's, they have put whatever that is in a box. They put, the box in a closet. They've, locked the room the closet was, off of. They've exploded the entire house. They've buried the remnants in the deepest depths of the ocean. You can't see them. What's happening? Who's Coriolis? Don't look at them.
I think he just laughs more. God.
They have their head buried in their hands.
God.
I didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything, but you certainly said something.
Did you actually hear and you're teasing me, or are you, did you not hear and you're teasing me? I can't tell.
No, I only had the end of it. I'm really curious, actually, now.
Oh, no. Like, it's interspersed with, like, interspersed with the don't think about it is, like, and he's a musician, and, like, it's, their uncle would be insufferable. All of their family would be insufferable right now.
Why would it matter if I was a musician?
Nothing. Musicians are fine. Musicians are great.
God.
Like, they're full on, like, they've tugged their hair in front of their face. Leave them alone. They're not here. They're trapped in the hair of solitude.
What spells do I have?
Which spells do you have?
I want to mess with them.
Oh no. I'm just sitting here. God. This is why people don't go into Seeker's bullshit, because when they do that, he gets revenge.
There's, you know what? It's perfect. I'll ask about it later. How about that?
Can later be never. No, actually, sorry, that's fine.
Mostly because, how long have we been in this parlor?
They look around. They pull an astrolabe out of their pocket and hold it up to the sunlight through the windows. Hour and a half.
Oh, it hasn't been too bad then.
Mm.
Maybe I will continue pestering you then.
Actually, look at that. It's been 8 hours.
Oh no, how dastardly. The sun has gone down. He says the sun's still up.
An entire month. Look at that. It's been 5 years. 5 years of ice cream. Sounds like a horrible autobiography.
God. He is taking, like, joy in this.
Yeah, like, it's I'll say the emotions that he got off them were, like, a little bit of panic, a little bit of, like, frantic, like, bashfulness. Like, just, yeah. But that's sort of being washed away in streets by, like, just, like, they got him to laugh. And he's laughing. And they get to see him smile. And that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're still wearing his coat. Or he's still wearing their coat.
Mm-hmm.
I can wear it today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's... God, like, now that they've noticed that, like, when they look at him, their eyes travel down and then back up at his face. Like,
God. Seeker's fucking oblivious. He doesn't notice.
Thank fuck. Although he can probably feel, like, he can feel, like, the dip in their thoughts and then, like, the focus back on his face.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's sort of like being, like, looked over or, like, eyed, but, like, instead of, like, oh, they're a very handsome individual, it's like, oh, don't think about it.
Seeker, are you going to be a bastard? Hold on. I think he's going to be a bastard. Seeker, like, looks over at them and just, oh, do you think the dress is too much? He sort of does like a twirl. Like he said, the scene does a twirl.
God, like, there's a wave of just, like, endearment, but also, like, that fucking bastard, he's doing this on purpose, god damn it. Like, out loud, they're just like, you look fine, you look fine.
God. Oh, I thank you. I haven't had a chance to wear a dress in a while. Kind of like swishes this oversized shirt, like,
God.
just casually.
Like, there's a stray thought of, like, I have dresses. I got dresses from Edith. I should take them to Edith's. Not right now, though. Were we doing something? Were we doing ice cream? What were we doing? What's going on? Think about anything else.
Secret, there's just, he is full of mischief. He does another twirl.
God, I for the audience, I will say this. Seeker does not deserve. But, like, there's this, like, an overwhelming urge of, like, oh no, he's cute.
Success!
God. They're just like, God, anything but this. We could go to the library. Could we go to the library? Could we please go to the library and not do this anymore? Oh God, what if he wants to go to the library but also he keeps doing this?
I mean, there's only one way to find out. Come on. I mean, we can go to a library. Have you been to a library recently?
Well, kinda.
Kinda.
We had libraries at home in the fleet, and I borrow books from drugs. And I've hung, I've gone to libraries for the bulletin boards. But that's really it.
I should bring you to a library. There's a lot of places I should bring you. Other places I can think of. Am I still banned from the narrative? He looks contemplatively out a window.
You're banned from the Hoomst? What did he do?
Nothing much. I could have handled it.
Immediately they're imagining something badass.
I'm afraid it wasn't that spectacular.
No. Did you sneak popcorn in? I don't know.
I tried to schedule a storytelling show and they didn't really like my time slot that I was asking for. And then the receptionist got fed up with me and she told me to go.
That seems really unreasonable. What kind of time slot was it?
Uh, God, there's the instant thought of, fuck, what do I tell them anything but the truth?
They like tip their head at him like a puppy, like
It was a rather large slot.
like 4 hours.
Yeah, 4 hours.
It wasn't 4 hours, was it? It wasn't 4 hours, was it? What,
It
like
was a little longer than 4 hours.
what, 6 hours? Enough for like a union break?
Yeah, enough for a union break.
More than 6 hours.
Would you like to go over to that library now?
God, they're just like 7.5. Like it's already like we're getting into like a full work shift territory. That's ridiculous.
I mean, I don't really have a... I do have a job, but it's not a job that, like, pays constantly. You know.
Like they're still squinting at him. Like they do rise from the table and start, but they are just like 10 hours. Deacon, we're already at 10 hours, and please tell me less. Can you honestly tell me less than 10 hours?
I have a feeling lying might be futile, knowing we have our thoughts connected right now.
It. Can you just tell me?
I may have tried to schedule a full day.
A full day meaning 12 hours, or a full day meaning 24 hours?
24?
Like, I think they missed a step. And they're just like, Seeker.
What? It was a holiday. I missed it.
You wanted to work for 24 hours on a holiday.
Yes?
Why?
Because I haven't done it in a while. And there's a trail off in his mind of, you know, the whole boat situation.
They like offer him an arm to climb up into their grasp if he wants one.
Yeah, why the hell not?
And it's like, well, then why didn't you just stretch it out over multiple days?
That would have been the wise thing to do.
They look at him like, and?
I didn't think about that. I was too excited.
They give him a little bit of a rough hug. Like, understandable, but also, what would you say if I needed as much sleep as I used to and I worked for 24 hours?
Well, your work is more of, you know, physical labor. You have to take a rest.
Not anymore, I don't.
Have you not been sleeping?
Anyways,
Oi! Don't change this conversation. Have you not been sleeping?
I sleep. I sleep.
Do you?
Yes.
Where?
In my head.
How? How long?
For a while.
How long is a while?
You know.
You know, since I've already spoiled this earlier, I am getting you a new bed. You don't have a choice in this.
Like, you can feel them, like, being like, nope, that's a bad thing to say. That's also a bad thing to say. That will make him feel sad. You may do whatever you like. I have no power over you. They're already like, maybe I can give the bed to Sharky.
You cannot give the bed to Sharky.
Damn it. Maybe they can give the bed to Lemna.
You cannot give the bed to Lemna.
Maybe they can give the bed to Rosa.
You can't give the bed to Rosa.
They give him a look.
Seeker looks back.
I am a low priority on the ship. I'm working just fine.
A low priority? You're the captain!
I already have more than enough. I have a private cabin I use some of the time.
Some of the time?
It was his. There's some nights where it's just no.
Fair enough.
I think that, like, there's a quick flashback of, like, all the horrible things that happened in that cabin. And, like, they just sort of look at each other like, no, we've done that already.
Yeah. You might get some unpleasant ones from Seeker, because, one of the captain's favorite things and all.
God.
And, God. Does not like being in there.
Yeah, I think that, like, the arm that's not holding Seeker sort of stretches in a way that looks kind of casual, but he can feel, just sort of checking to make sure that they have enough space.
We're fine.
I know.
We're fine.
I know. And really, it's better. You know, I've painted the walls and I've wrecked most of his furniture.
That was probably very cathartic.
It was. I think Dregs has some of it. Anyways, they sort of look around, and look at him like, which way is the library?
God, we're never going to get back to the ship and solve this curse at this rate, Arthur. I'm...
A 6-part series.
It's warships all over again.
Oh my... It's warships, but this time with ice cream.
And fluff.
Ice cream and fluff. Although, I will say, like, it's kind of occurred to Coriolis that, like, they could do research at the library. They could look up curses at the library.
I believe the library is... that way. He says, pointing in the actually right direction. Because I rolled a 15.
Nice.
My survival.
God. Hey, Magic. Dearest darling. Love of my life.
Yes.
You know what I want to do.
What do you want to do?
Hello and welcome to the Toonkind. I'm so sorry, listening audience, for this blistering display of professionalism.
Yes, the pinnacle when we're left alone in a voice chat.
God.
Author.
Yes.
Please have Coriolis at some point while they're here. Roll a perception check to see clue, like spotting Seeker and dashing.
Well, hold on.
Please.
Because They get to the front desk of the Toontown Public Library. And there's a familiar little, like, frog-shaped toon. Not like a frog, but sort of like squat and sort of like, sort of a, the general shape of like one of those bobblehead, mannequins. You know the ones.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "Hello and welcome to the Toontown Public." Oh, it's you, you little shit.
Secret has a cat face. Like the knife cat face. What's the librarian's name?
Hildegard.
Hello, Hildegard.
Are you here for your own library card, or are you still mooching off Nebulas?
No, I still have Nebulas.
You should give it back.
Listen, he'll be fine. He doesn't use it that often. He said I could use it.
He doesn't use it at all because you have it.
I'll consider it, okay? He said this literally every single time I've had this conversation.
She sighs and she goes, "Let me know if you need any help."
Actually, do you know what your books about curses and arcane artifacts are?
Why?
Do you really want the answer to that question?
I want to make sure you're not a curse someone.
No, afraid someone already got to me.
Heavens to Betsy. The calamity of our age.
Oh, hush.
Go through the secret door to the dungeons, and then take the left aisle. They'll be on your right.
Alright, thank you, Hildegard. Just like a little bow. By the way, in this random, like, half-giant signs.
Hildegard gives Coriolis sort of a, what's up? And they go, not much. Thank you for your help. What's this about a secret door? To the dungeons? Why does this library have a dungeons? And Hildegard behind you goes, because of shits like him!
He has a cat face! A cat face again.
Coriolis is walking very quickly towards, away from the front desk. They don't know where the fucking secret entrance is.
Seeker knows where the secret entrance is, right?
Roll for it.
Oh god, what do I roll? Investigation?
It could, you know what? Roll whatever lowest. It could.
What do you mean whatever's lowest?
Perception, investigation, or history.
God, I have to go with a perception? That's a 2.
Yeah, you know where the secret entrance is. You direct them very, you direct them to a wall sconce, and you tell them to pull on it, and they do. Nothing happens.
Oh god damn it, did they move the things again?
I think they try, like, the one next to it just in case. Nothing happens. Should we go back and ask?
No, that would be admitting defeat. Seeker is going to... Can I argue investigation? Because he's going to be actively searching for it instead of just relying on memory.
Actually, roll me a perception with advantage now.
14?
You don't see the secret entrance, but over Coriolis' shoulder, you see a familiar figure. Very tall, like, lanky, sort of like, a limp white hair, mirror-like eyes. And they seem to be carrying, a pile of books under one arm and, like, looks like a bundle of, like, little kids' clothes in the others. Hey, Seeker, it's that janitor that you've met once or twice.
Oh, you know who would be helpful without admitting defeat? So he's just like, oh, 1 second, put me down.
They put him down.
Yeah. He goes skipping off, towards Glue.
God, let me get up Glue Sheet.
He's not being subtle, and he makes like a clicking, like a clomping sound with every single step.
Yeah.
The reason I probably haven't noticed him so far is because he wasn't walking.
Yeah, like I think that like the camera is on Glue, and they're like sorting through the little kids' clues. Like they've got them like organized by color, and like they hear clomp 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 clomp, and like they stand bolt upright, like, oh no, he's here.
Seeker like waves a hello, and like looks like he's about to speak, but you may do whatever you want.
They bolt.
Where did they bolt to?
Let me pull up
Did
the
they
sheet.
bolt? Did they bolt into like the hidden background? To the secret entrance?
Well, hold on, because I'm pretty sure they have the spell. No, wait, that's not it.
Is it protection from good and evil? Because I'm gonna fucking cry if it is. Did I guess right?
No, actually, you did not. However, they they're going to cast enhance ability on themselves. Which gives them, yes, advantage on, yes. Let me roll something. Oh, I can't see those. Hang on.
That's a 10 and 24, which is a nat 20.
So they have given themselves advantage on dexterity checks. And they rolled acrobatics. They have now literally climbed the wall in order to get away from you.
Seeker stares up at the wall, and there's and like, he does a finger guns at them, and he casts message. And there's a, hi, do you know where the secret entrance is to the dungeons?
The secret entrances to the dungeons.
Is it like over here, or and he points like to one of the walls. Tell me, am I getting like hotter or colder?
Hotter or colder? Could you roll me perhaps a persuasion?
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest. Like, Seeker was going to kind of like adjust his sunglasses. It's just, I'll get out of here half-assed if I just know where the entrance is, okay?
Roll.
And I'm rolling persuasion. That's a 21.
They have retreated into sort of the very high ceiling of the library, and all you can see is a couple of shining mirrorish eyes in the darkness. And then a book goes flying across the room to the opposite side, to the wall sconce opposite the one that you directed Coriolis to, and it hits it, and it goes ka-chunk, and part of the shelf slides out of the way.
Ah, Coriolis, you found an entrance. Thank you, Glue. And he waves at the person in the ceiling.
I think there's just like a very ghostly sort of like, thank you.
Seeker is not at all intimidated.
They just want him to leave.
Technically he is. Probably not in the direction they wanted him to.
I think that like they slip into one of the panels on the ceiling, and like sort of dart off camera to go check on Moss, because she is in the restricted areas of the library. They're just going to make sure that they're not going for, wherever she's being babysat. Anyways, but that's something for another day. Meanwhile, you get back to Coriolis and they're just like, what in the fuck did you do to that scarecrow?
I have no idea.
Okay.
God, and like Seeker is walking off towards the secret entrance.
I think that like they come up behind him and like lift him onto one of their shoulders.
There's like a slight sort of like because he did not expect to be lifted, but otherwise not much struggling.
I think in their head, Seeker just sort of hears that this is nice.
I suppose it is rather nice. I enjoy being told.
I'm sure it must be novel.
You said you were like 11 foot?
I think they they pause by like a diagram that has like an 8 foot, like it's like a full length poster that shows like the life cycle of a tree. And it shows it growing, from 1 foot tall to 3 feet tall to 8 feet tall. And they look down and they realize that the 8 feet tall is only 2/3 of the way up their body, and they go, maybe a scotch taller. I'm not sure, actually. I should measure.
Holy shit, I'm taller than my mother now. Seeker looked absolutely delighted.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Listen, she's very tall. Very, very tall. And I think they get a small flash of a very like, this is probably like a smaller Seeker. Like a really smaller Seeker. Just like in the arm, like not in the arms, but like standing a bit away from like this like gigantic looking lady. He has to like kind of bend backwards to even see her face. He's fucking short.
God, like, I think there's probably like a, wow, you're short.
I am not short. It's not my fault everyone around here is tall.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I am also an outlier. And I bet you knock your head less. Well, I bet you hit your head accidentally less.
Accidents happen.
Mm.
There's a flash of a memory of Seeker like accidentally jumping and bonking into a door frame.
God. Actually, can we roll a history to see if they've seen seen her about Toontown?
Sure,
His
go
mom?
ahead.
Okay.
I will know. Do you know like the head bonk vine that goes to the Wii theme? That's exactly what I thought about when I thought about Seeker doing that.
God. That's a nat one. They don't know
Nope.
shit. What's a satyr?
Never. What's a satyr? You don't recognize that woman at all.
Yeah, I think that, like, they, like, similar vibes. No, wait, that was a chicken I met once. Anyways.
God. Man.
Anyways.
Yeah. Alright. They are making their way, like, to the cursed section of the library, right?
Yeah, they're following the directions they've got as best they can. Like, there's a small part of them is like, are we seriously going to a library dungeon? Are we
Yeah, this is
seriously
the
going?
library dungeon. There's puzzles down here. Fun puzzles.
Mm.
It helps get energy out for the people who are too excitable and too loud on accident in the library. If you try to go down on purpose, they won't let you go down.
Have you tried to go
Unless you
down?
fake it. But I mean, uh, Seeker just kind of like looks off to the side. Maybe once or twice. But I did get kicked down here legit on accident. Well, accidentally on my part.
I don't know how to respond to that, other than seems likely.
Rude, but also fair.
Mm.
Do
you want to roll me? Let's both roll investigations.
Okay. That's a 12 for me.
A 17 for me. Yeah,
okay.
So they, like, you sort of help them find the correct aisle. Mm-hmm. And they set you down to look, except that it, like, you have to sort of, like, strain to, like, see, because it turns out that the curse section is the top, like, the top two shelves, and below is, like, you know, I'm going to say history of opera.
He gets distracted by the history of opera.
Yeah. But Coriolis picks out some likely candidates, and hands a few to you. Like, I suppose we can start with these.
Oh, but I was just getting to the part with Big Wild the Screamer did the thing. He looks at the history book that he's holding.
I mean, if you want to read that first, you know.
Unfortunately, I have to go solve the curse first and not read about opera. I should try opera. Probably help me with casting shadow. He picks up one of the cursed books to like kind of go through.
There's a thought in Coriolis' mind of like, you don't need help casting shatter.
Sorry about that.
You're fine. You weren't yourself.
I felt like myself.
I could tell the difference.
Seeker, like, goes back to the book with, like, a sort of, like, uncomfortable, like, feeling in his brain. Because, god damn it, it was... Like, he could see a way, like, he himself would do those things. And it's terrible. Well, it's not terrible, it's just a different, like, plotline route, but also... Yeah.
Like, it's... I think Coriolis just, like, rests, like, bends down to rest a hand on his elbow. Like, just easy. You're okay, you're you. And that's good.
Thanks. Regardless, you're going to throw at your back like that.
I'm fine. And
No, no.
It's better than touching your neck.
Like, Seeker's hand automatically, like, touches the, he's still wearing that scarf from Sammy, like, kind of, like, poking at the, poking at it where it's covered.
They brush their fingers over the popped collar of their coat, just like, yeah.
The coat that he's still wearing.
Oh, that's right. God, like, they go to, like, to do that sort of absently and, like, oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. Oh, boy. Yep. Don't think about it, don't think about it, don't think about it, don't think about it, don't think about it.
Yeah. Seeker, you can feel the eye roll.
Leave me alone. We're going this way now, towards,
I thought we were looking at the coast section of books.
We have books. Let's go.
Well, we gotta make sure we have the right books. Get back here. Do they continue walking?
They turn around.
Are they leaving?
No. They're coming back.
Seeker gives, like, a grin and, like, pats the floor.
God, their uncle would be fucking insufferable. They would never hear the end of this. Anyways.
I really must hear about your uncle sometime.
You don't need to hear anything about my uncle.
You keep piquing my curiosity and then refusing to talk about it.
It's an old custom. An antiquated one.
Seeker looks interested.
Yep.
What's the custom?
It's very old and silly.
Well, if it's old and silly, it's still got history to it.
I want to be clear, that it's perfectly fine. You haven't done anything wrong. It was not meant to invoke, the old custom. It's
alright. We don't... Apologies. Seeker kind of, like, pats their arm. If you really don't want to talk about it, you don't have to, okay? No matter how much I press.
That gets a reaction of, like, no, wait, shit, now he thinks it's something serious when it's just stupidity.
I promise, it's fine. Yeah, take a book. Seeker hands them a book.
Yeah, I think, like, they just, like, they take the book and they have the very clear thought of just, oh, thank God they don't have to explain that they accidentally proposed to him.
What?
Shit. They bury their head in their hands.
No, I wanted him to be Libby's. This is fine.
It's, again, it's an old custom. It means literally nothing. Like, it's, people use it to tease each other and sometimes as an excuse not to give each other their raincoats. But originally it was, armor. If you gave your armor to someone else, you were demonstrating that you weren't afraid to be hurt for love, blah, 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 macho, macho, macho. But it's sort of softened into just sort of, it's like buying chocolates for someone. Like, going to the grocery store is something that everyone does, but if you do it in this specific way, everyone gets stupid about it.
Hello, Afe, welcome back.
Hello. Where did I leave off?
Chocolates. You left off at store.
Yeah. If you go to going to the store is something that everybody does, but if you do it in this very specific way, then everyone around you makes it into a federal fucking issue. And they shrug like, yep. Anyways, it's fine that you're wearing specifically my nightshirt and also sort of a defining sort of coat. I will want the coat back. Don't worry about the shirt. Again, I'm very sorry. Don't ask about the musician thing. Don't ask about the musician thing. Don't ask about the musician thing.
So, what's about the musician thing?
Shit. Well, the Fleet of Storms, and specifically, does a lot of things with singing. When we do it all together as a collective, we can, make little changes, affect the tides, break down tsunamis into smaller parts, cause other tsunamis, cause hurricanes, run-of-the-mill stuff. But that's
That's why the phenomenon got it.
And on a micro scale, it's as dating a musician is a little bit like dating perhaps a lawyer or I don't know, a doctor. Like, it's sort of the stereotypical thing that people tell you to try to do. So accidentally proposing to a musician, and of course being turned down would be very in character for people. Would be amused but not surprised, let's say that much. And they shrug and it's like, yep, that's the big secret. And they bury themselves in the book.
Well, why would it be expected?
What would be expected?
That you would get turned down?
Well, a good way to put it would be, I dropped out of high school. Because, and they sort of gesture, the whole vote thing. I never completed my training. as I was going to replace my father as fleet navigator. And, you know, I was sort of nice. Maybe a little bit silly.
You were nice.
Well, you know, it would be sort of like... I was sort of the one who helped out. Not necessarily, you know, the one who did anything particularly impressive. And they sort of give him a shrug, like it's... Like, they're not being self-deprecating, like, it's... To them, they're just saying facts.
God. Seeker's mind. The first thing that clicks across is that just sounds like a main character storyline that emphasizes the importance of the little things rather than the big things. Second thing, the rest of the people sound like assholes. Third thing, he's filled with spite. As is a powerful motivator in this day and age.
God. Like, in order, I think it's like, no, wait, shit. No, wait, shit. They're not assholes. Huh? They're still holding that damn book. It's like, what in the shit?
God. Seeker kind of like looks over the coat and just goes, I'll think about it, and goes to the book.
They're just think about what? Please don't keep the coat.
Again, a comfy coat.
I need that. I work on the ocean.
You can loan it. Seeker is skimming through this book to see if he can find any related curses.
They're just like, first of all, they need their coat back. Again, if he needs the nightshirt, he can have the nightshirt. But, they're not picking up on, like, the, what exactly he means by, I'll think about it? He'll think about what? What is he thinking about? What's going on?
He's getting this, right?
Say again?
Like, he's getting this thought feedback, right?
Mm-hmm. Like, it's... Their thought process is kind of stalled.
I will think about truly accepting now that I know the offer. I'll think about it. Out of spite.
What? Like, we're just like... What do you mean he's thinking of marrying me out of spite? Spite against Tombs. Like, they're just like, okay, alright. Okay. And they pick up a book.
Do they read it?
They try to.
I'm gonna roll an intelligence to see how well Seeker is going through this book.
I'm going to roll a disadvantage because, yeah.
Seeker, buddy. Can I roll that again? Author beloved.
Yeah. But also...
Thank you.
An 11. They're slogging through it. They're distracted.
That's a 9.
Oh my god, they're both
I'm
distracted.
trying. God, Seeker is thinking about how yes, of course it's out of spite. Because your family doesn't sound like great people.
Mm.
Listen, they expected him to say no, and just for that fact,
God. Coriolis is just like, well, it's a good thing, like, this thing does, like, it's a good thing nothing's going to happen. Otherwise, they would be fucked. Good thing, like, he's obviously joking, but he's gotta be joking, right? He's joking. Anyways.
Seeker does not elaborate.
They're just like, like, I think that, like, they just go through the book in order to be like, yeah, this will be useful.
I think Seeker, like, gets to the end of his book, he kind of stares at it, just, I didn't retain any useful information, and goes back to the beginning of the book to go flip through it again.
God, do we want to roll, investigations again?
Oh, investigation? I was just rolling straight in.
Oh, just straight in then.
Seeker, but author, we're not gonna get anywhere with these rolls.
God.
Can we just say this is, like, how long it takes?
Yeah, probably. Actually, you know what? They spend the better part of the afternoon, and we have sort of this montage of, like, they start out sitting in different parts of the aisle, and then they get a little bit closer, and then they need to get up and point something out to each other, so they wind up next to each other. And then, you know, the floor is pretty uncomfortable, so Seeker is just sort of like, yeah, I'll sit on, like, their foot. Like, in the shell of their boot. And then on, like, their knees. And then he's just sprawled out, like, it's fully in their lap with, like, 2 different books. And they have to hold theirs at, like, an awkward angle around his horns.
God. Do a wiggle at you.
I wiggle back. Like, I'm imagining, like, they're quiet, but, like, they're reading 2 sort of complementary books at once and, like, going back and forth and discussing them fervently. Like, in their heads.
God. What useful information are they learning out of this?
Probably more, like, about what that book was probably trying to do to Seeker. Like, and what could have maybe caused this. Like, it's called the Siphoner's Book. Is the title of that they find it referred as. And what it does is if you spend too much time reading it, the reader either siphons something from the book if they know what they're looking for, or gets siphoned into the book. So, yeah, it's used as a trapping mechanism. It's used as sort of a distillery. It's a very versatile, volatile magical artifact. It's not really found in Anquil anymore. So, what maybe probably happened was a little bit of Seeker got siphoned and a little bit of Coriolis got siphoned. And when the book was ripped, both the little bits that got siphoned snapped back and got tangled.
Wonderful. Now they have to figure out a way to untangle it. Which the books probably don't expand upon.
Yeah, it's, kind of get the idea that, like, the most, like, direct, the most direct thing is, sort of a theoretical, like, you could possibly use this artifact to, bind two souls together, but no one's crazy enough to actually do that, so we don't really know.
God damn it, scholars, and not doing the mad scientist experiments and writing them down.
You really want people to try to do what we just did on purpose.
It would... Depending on how it's done, a controlled environment could probably be better than us, fucking around.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you feel that strongly about it, we can try it again in controlled environments, okay?
No.
That's what I thought.
God. Man, I just had a thought I'm going to tell you after.
Mm-hmm.
After all this is started. Anyway.
Yeah, I think eventually, probably towards sundown, not that they know because they're in the fucking dungeon, Coriolis starts thinking, they should go to Nona. They should go to Nona. They probably should have gone to Nona first, but they didn't. But they should go to Nona.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be mad.
Well, she might be.
She not really mad. I hate making her worry. She's done enough of it in her time.
God. Just Seeker's giving me a flash of memory of his hands getting wrapped around the chain. Not to it, but having to be shuffled by old dwarven hands. They didn't even let him take the fucking things off. Anyway.
Yeah, Coriolis puts down the book that they're holding before they, do something emotional, like rip it. And they hold out a hand for him to take.
Hey, Coriolis. He's sitting on top of you. Already.
Cool. They just stand up with him.
Yeah, the satyr, with your quote in your coat, still with that very question mark on the proposal thing.
Yeah, are they engaged now? They had better not be. They will never hear the end of it if they're engaged.
Seeker says nothing. Seeker thinks nothing. It's just, alright, do I need to check out any of these books?
I'll let you decide. This isn't necessarily my scene.
Probably this one would be good just to give some background information. This one had the most on it. Seeker points out one of the books.
Is it the one that he yelled at about not being mad scientists?
Yeah.
Cool. Taken for book crimes.
Taken for book crimes. Probably that one over there, just on the general curse types. That could probably be useful.
Oh, this one? Sure.
Yeah. Seeker takes... You're probably going to have to hold me for this, but it's going to annoy me if we leave these books out like this.
I think they give him the books to hold, and then, one-handed scoop up the books and start putting them back on the shelves.
Seeker nitpicks. He was a librarian at one point. Just that, no, you don't. You need to put this one before that one.
But they have the same code. That's not the
system of this. No, it needs to go in a different order. He's nitpicker.
They basically just do what he says. He knows better than them.
Yeah.
I think a couple times they put books. They start to put books away in hilariously wrong places.
It's just no. Why are you putting a book on the top of the shelf? No one can
God. Man, do I want to give this to you now? Jesus.
I do grab your hand.
And it's been 2 hours and 20 minutes and we're on part 3.
We sure are.
You know what? Fuck it. Roll me, investigation or perception, whichever is higher.
Investigation. That's a dirty 20.
It's a dirty 20. You see, on top of the shelf, a leather-bound notebook.
Oh, you. Seeker's just like, wait, hold on. There's something up there, actually. And, Seeker kind of, like, wiggles to sort of stand on top of them.
They
and, like,
immediately freeze, like, holy shit.
And he carefully, like, picks up the leather-bound book.
Mm-mm.
And, is it from who I think it's from?
Roll me, an investigation.
An investigation? 15?
A 15. It's old. It's very old. And a little bit, moth-eaten, let's say. And it's like, it's a bound book. It doesn't have, like, any, like, it doesn't say, you know, the name of the library on it. It doesn't have the library code on it. It's just literally a notebook. And as you open it up, you see the words, Investigative Journal, penned by Pete Moss.
Seeker stares at this book and starts flipping through it.
A lot of the earlier entries are different fungi, phenomena that is particular to the bog. There's, you know, plants that you recognize. There's notes on marsh tides. There's really basically anything that the author, you know, thought was particularly interesting she put in here, which is a lot. There's, you know, lists of books, there's lists of names, you know, some of which are familiar, some aren't.
Professor in this one?
Not amongst these. You come to a part where several pages have been ripped out, like many of them. And when you you know, look at the page next to the torn out pages, the writing is a little bit neater. It's better cursive. Like it done by an older person. And it's notes on a particular statue at the university. And it becomes, you know, class notes and equations and formulae and notes like why a or R said to meet him here, G said to meet them there. You know, it's their initials instead of names. Among these is a note on the professor and on the ellipsis. And I'll give you this with a 15. The notes over it, not to be trusted, they were written in a very different mood than the rest of it, but on the same day. And after that, the entries are more their bits become like, it looks like they're written in code, and then more and more of it is written in code. And then probably the last third of the book is just this code that I don't think that you're familiar with.
Seeker can try to crack it later.
You can try to crack it later. But the illustrations are a little bit more abstract. A lot of them are sort of simple puzzles that you have to, like, fold the page in order to see, or, like, look at it from an angle in order to make it out, like, just to make it less immediately legible.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, that's what you probably get from a look through it. And Coriolis is just sort of, but you can't really see from that angle that they go, what do you have?
I don't know. But I feel like it's important. There's an internal thought of, I need to talk to the professor. I need to talk to the professor. And but one thing's for certain, it's not a library book, so I don't think anyone will mind if I just Seeker puts it in his bag. Because there was no library stamp on it at all, right?
There was not. I'll give you one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
The back cover, the inside. You know how, like, there's a couple pages that are blank in between, like, or like the back cover won't have lines on it. It'll just be, you know, the name of the maker of the notebook or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's a page that in regular common says those lost, and at the top of the list, I won't give you all the names now, but there's probably a few that Seeker recognizes. Are LICH, BIC, FC, GOC, TOC.
There's an even more intense, I gotta talk to someone about this. This is not great. This is not amazing.
And then underneath those is the name Copernicus Moss. Adelaide Moss. And then one that's been completely scribbled out.
Can Seeker try to decipher it?
Sure.
Is that an investigation?
Yes.
God damn it.
Roll again. Magister Moss. Pete's uncle.
I always knew Uncle was suspicious. This is fine. Yeah, he tucks that book away for himself.
Coriolis
He's not
is...
above stealing.
Say again?
He's not above stealing. It's his now.
Coriolis is looking him over just like, you're starting to scare me. What's wrong? Tell me.
It's things from before. Far before.
Before?
The ship. I two things concerning in that book. Actually, probably four things concerning in that book. One, this book, he pulls out the book again, is very old. It should not be very old. Actually, I might have more things to list about what's concerning about this book. One thing, this should not be very old. I knew the author. There is no way this book should be this aged. Second of all, this is a long story. I will explain it to you later, I promise. My good friend Professor is a time traveler, and he said is not trusted in this book. I've literally been inside of his mind. I would say the opposite is true on all occasions.
They're still listening, but they're sort of holding their hand out for the book to look at.
Seeker places it very gently into their hands.
Go on. They're looking it over as they listen.
Oh fuck.
We'll resolve that once you're done.
3, there's a list of names in the back of people who were lost, which isn't a good sign. And someone I know is on that list that is currently alive and looking for someone who, like, the gears in Seeker's head are turning. It was probably the person who wrote this book. In that case, they're not going to be happy about that. I don't know what to tell them. The person who wrote this always had as fish his uncle, and his name's been crossed out. Look, that uncle was a bastard.
They're turning this book over in their hands, and they're looking thoughtful, and they go, I think I know who made this book.
You know who made this book?
Well, not the author, but that's very odd. This is the wrong continent for it, for one.
Wrong continent?
The fleet does business with a series of islands. Artisans mostly. We help their fishing intake or their crops in exchange for goods, and the more memorable ones or the more masterful ones we visit over and over. And one of the ones was a print shop, because books are hard to come by on the ocean, as you probably know. And look at this maker's mark. That's them. It's their name is Cornelia. Cornelia Crossout. And they went out of business 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago.
When I say I knew the person who wrote this book, oh god, I don't... Give me a moment. I need to do time math. There's a thought in the back of his brain of, I don't know how long I was on the boat for.
I mean, it could have been, handed from person to person until, she got it. It could have been, these things stick around. Just because that a merchant is gone doesn't mean their goods disappear.
Yes, but for a book to be in this condition, to do like a life cycle, this. No, it. This book, Seeker like holds the book. This was written. The start of the book was written in the area where, and she flips through pages, like to the notes. These are college notes for a university. The handwriting is different. What are all the missing middle pages? Why would they publish this? I don't.
I will say it's all handwritten. It's not published.
I don't understand. I'll have to send. I'll have to send some letters. I at least want to talk to the professor about this. I did not expect that to come up now, but he like motions for the book back.
Yeah, they hand it over. They're handling it very carefully.
Thank you. I feel like this book has some great importance to it, and I don't exactly want it to be lost.
I can keep an eye out. You'd be surprised what gossip winds up on the seas. And a cross out like that. Well, there's some that would recognize it, for sure.
If you would, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
The author, Moss?
Pete Moss.
Well, we can keep an eye out for them too.
Oh no, Seeker, do not. I am pointing a finger at Seeker. I think you hear.
What's he gonna do?
You hear like the very start of like some sort of name that starts with a B, but it trails off like as soon as he like begins to think about it, because like yeah, real name.
Brown?
No, don't. No. Remember what I said about real names?
Excuse me.
It's all right.
Very quietly in their head, and think about it.
I'm sorry.
I think they pull him from sitting in their arms into like a proper hug. Their chest against his rumbles as they say, it's going to be all right, one way or the other.
Seeker hugs back, which is very one-sided because he's short. He's a little fucking man, just a little man. And we should really get back to Nona.
We should. Actually, also, We should take a break. It's been
We should.
2.5 hours.
We're still going. God, we haven't even fixed the curse. It's part 3. Wonderful.
God. Alright. I'm going to pause recording.
Same.
And we're back.
It'll. God.
So, they make their way out of the library. You do have to check the books out. Coriolis is giving you a look, Seeker.
Seeker is checking out the books with a card named Nebula Rose, Toonkind. How old Nebula?
I think Nebula's like 5 or 7.
Yeah, it's got a weird age on it. Toonkind definitely doesn't look like Seeker at all.
Yeah, Hildegard takes the card and they go, I have no words. You're a disgrace to society. Here are your books.
Seeker takes the books with a Kremlin smile and goes, well, I'll see you next week.
I know. Hey, you, tall one. And Coriolis goes, yes? You want a library card? They look at you. Is there any reason why I shouldn't get one?
I mean, no, not really.
Sure, I'll take a library card. And they go, great. Do you have an email with your name on it? They they start to say no. It's pause. Check their pockets. Continue to check through their pockets. They have many pockets. They're rifling through the coat while it is on Seeker.
Seeker doesn't mind.
They actually have to like reach into an inside pocket that's like kind of against his hip because he's so fucking short. And they pull out an envelope and they show her and she goes, all right. Fill out this form, which they do. Goes into the back. There's like some cartoonish like machine noises, like the sound of like a chainsaw. And she comes back with a little library card that somehow has their picture on it.
Mm-hmm.
They look at you.
Seeker's just like, well, we should really be off now. I don't think Nona would want us to be late.
You're a menace to society. Get out of my library.
Will do.
I think like Coriolis like sort of slings him, over an arm, and goes, well, you can share my library. I trust you.
Oh, wonderful! More library cards.
Why do you need more?
Check out more books.
That's not how it works.
Well, yes. Then if I space them out properly, then I'll have different people to yell at me if I get the times wrong. And you can't teleport. You can't scene transition halfway across the continent to go drag my ear back to the library.
You can no longer use my library card.
Seeker looks offended.
God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they just sort like they look down and like he can feel their surprise at like, wait, I'm holding him again. When did I pick him up again? Oh wait, I picked him up again just now. Okay. Anyways.
She at some point checked out that history of opera book and is now like reading it. Don't worry about him.
Yeah. God. They're still, like, low-level panicking over, like, it wasn't a proposal, and then he made a proposal. Why did he make it a proposal? What does he mean, spite? Spite against who? Just fucking God.
God, I am so sorry, Coriolis. You get no response.
Seeker has checked out of this particular situation.
Yep.
I think that he's quiet enough that they sort of forget he's there, and they're just like, oh, for frick's sake. Oh, internet, how I loathe you.
Yeah. Hi, author.
Hello, darling. Anyway,
You got cut off at, like, I think
he's quiet for so long, they kind of forget he's there. And, like, it just keeps going. It just keeps going. They're so fucking, like, just, oh my god. So, yeah, that's sort of their, like, the ambiance in which he is reading.
There's probably an interruption as, like, Seeker looks up from his book to, like, the sky and just... What time did you think Nona would want us to be back by?
Approximately 30 seconds before we left.
Do you think we should hurry up?
They look up at the sky, which is, fading. Probably.
Alright, Seeker puts the book away. And, is still being held underneath the arm. Could you sit me up real fast? I'm not used to singing in this direct position, which can affect my voice.
No, of course. Excuse me. Is it okay that I'm still holding you?
No, yeah, that's fine.
You're sure?
Yeah.
Okay. As long as you are.
Seeker just thumbs up. By the way, how fast can you run?
In terms of, like, I'd say about 55 feet per 6 seconds.
What an arbitrary number.
Oh, you know. There's all sorts of whimsical measurements on the seas.
Wonderful. And how long do you think it would take us to get to the harbor?
You know the city better than me.
That's... Hold on, wait. I have a map. Seeker reaches into the bag and pulls out a map. I will note, it's the same map that was given to him in Bevan's birthday bash.
Cool.
So it's physically marked with the professor's box location on it. They can see it, as he, like, unfolds this map of Toontown.
The box location?
Yeah, the box location. It's, like, marked with a red X. The red X on this map that he's ignoring. Coriolis, would you like to roll a perception real fast?
Sure. 19.
He's holding the map upside down.
Seeker.
Yes?
North goes up.
North goes... Oh! Right, directions. Seeker turns the map around.
And they pull out an astrolabe, and they look up at the sky, and they twist it, and they go, north is that way.
North is this way.
No, that way. Look where I'm pointing.
Yes, I'm looking where you're pointing. Alright, if north is this way, we need to take... Where are we? What street are we on?
They look around.
There's a street sign.
It just says the lane of learning.
Oh, okay. Then with that, you need to go that way and take a right.
Oh, well, are you sure? Because we're on the corner between the lane of learning and the path to knowledge.
I'm pretty sure. Yes.
Okay.
How lost does he get them? Give me a second. Not too terribly lost. There's a wrong turn or two on your jog, Coriolis. Because I'm assuming you're not going too fast to, like, knock him off as he's sitting, like, parrot-like on your shoulder. That's how I've been imagining it.
Yeah, I think that, like, they start off at, like, a soft clip, and they look around and they go, actually, do you want to go really fast?
I do want to go really fast. That would be fun.
They shift him to hold them a little bit more securely. How fast?
Fast.
Fast?
Too fast. 3 fast.
I can do that. And they're going to dash for 110 feet of movement per 6 seconds.
Hey. Would you like that to be 15 feet more to your move speed? In total.
Hey, let me do some math real quick.
Yes.
Okay, so 55. Plus 15. Oh wait, we have a tool for this.
We do have a tool for this.
Okay, so 70 times 2.
That's 130.
140,
That's
you mean?
140. Yes, 140.
140 feet per 6 seconds. Let's break that down. That would be like 700. That would be 700 feet per minute. Let me check how many feet are in a mile, because I don't know that off the top of my head.
Somewhere in like the thousands.
Actually, let me just do this way. Okay. Do. Okay. So they take off at a run at about 8 miles per hour. Which is nuts.
Yeah, I will say, like, probably halfway through, not halfway through, like, just as they're starting, this pace, like, they're going at their normal 55, Seeker starts to, like, idly sing between looking at directions. And I would, if this wasn't like the end of this part, I would mark off one of my bardic inspiration points. Because this does cost a bardic inspiration. You just hearing Beacon sing like this, it's not. I will say, because this, I don't know what song he's singing. What song is he singing?
Actually, could you roll me a perception check?
Okay. I can do it.
With advantage, because it's close.
14.
So, they sort of sling him over their back, like in sort of a piggyback sort of way. And, like, so they could hold tight to his legs and run. And they're not wearing their coat. They're just wearing, a serviceable sort of white shirt that sort of scoops down in the back to reveal a little bit of the top of their shoulder blades. And you see writing across their shoulder blades, familiar writing. And it is one of your songs.
Mm-hmm. Whenever Seeker was going to sing, kind of like clicks and then clears his throat, and then starts up another verse. And, hey, Coriolis. This Sylvan sounds very familiar. Very familiar.
They do speak Sylvan.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they come up short a little bit for a second, and then he can hear very softly another voice underneath his, because they will know this song till their dying day.
And as this song happens, you feel like a kick in your step. It's like a faint, subtle dusting of magic. Roll a history.
14.
This specific, faint sort of magic kind of feels familiar. From back on the boat. Whenever you were just sort of around Beacon, whenever he sang. If you were in close proximity. It never hit you this hard though. I will say that. It's a lot more concentrated.
Yeah, they wanted to hear him sing the song in the sunlight and in freedom for a long, long time.
And now he is.
I think, as much as the magic helps, just the exhilaration of finally they're out and they're together and they're here and there is nothing in the world that could ever stand in their way is, that's what pushes them.
God. Man, I do a wiggle. And yeah, we both are here. Seeker is still wearing completely their clothes. Holding this map, occasionally skipping a line to shout out direction.
And I'm.
Yeah.
They have Step of the Wind, which is they spend a key point to take the dash action.
Oh, joy.
Which I believe would bring them up to 16 miles an hour, is that correct?
I think I would rather bring you up to... What are you going at right now?
They're good. Let's see. Let me check my math. They're going at 8 miles an hour right now.
I think I would rather bring you up to, it's not exponentially. I think it would bring you up to almost... almost 12.
Mm.
If I'm doing my math correctly. Like, if I'm doing mental math correctly, if I'm assuming everyone is, like, 4 miles per hour, you'd go up to, like, 12.
I thought the dash action, like...
No, the dash action is just you could use your movement again. Like, you can use your movement again. And then with Step of the Wind, you can use your movement as a bonus action, which makes you move 3 times around.
Aha. Man. Either way, they're fucking human. Like, through the power of holy shit, we get to be here, and we get to be here
Really good
together.
if you need to get somewhere. So
Yes.
you're using your bonus action to move. Yeah. Do you think they're going fast enough they could do a backflip onto the ship?
I think they actually, like, they leap onto the ship, fuck the gangplank, and, like, sort of, like, catch themselves on the mast, to dispel, you know, the energy, so they sort of twirl around.
Seeker is losing it laughing, by the way, at that.
God. And, like, they're both, like, just, like, a pile of giggles. And Coriolis climbs back to their feet, holding Seeker, and they go. So, where's Nona? And I think that's where we end it. It's where we end fucking part 3 of apparently 4.
Hopefully 4.
God.
Yeah. Thank you everyone who's listening this far.
Thank you all for your patience, your time, your good wishes, your condolences. And we will see you in our conclusion.
One.
Love y'all.